A lot of you have been asking for a free draw mode so that you could just draw your own artworks inside of Pixel Art Academy Learn mode. I didn't really plan on this, like the game was never meant to replace other software like Sprite, but I get it. It's you wanna try the tools, the pixel art analysis stuff that isn't available, or just don't wanna go out to just try something out and play around. So yes, I hear you, and we're gonna do that. Those of you who have followed the project from before Learn mode will remember that I was actually working on this picture already while I was recording the Pixel Engine devlog. And yeah, there's this extra section that we started back then, the artworks, where you can just create your own thing, the work in progress. Here's I've enabled it. It was just disabled in the Learn mobile because it's not finished. You are able to create new artworks and play around with them, but the whole thing needs a bunch of features like removing artworks, changing the features after you've created an artwork and all that stuff. So as always, I've created a sprint with the cards, and at least we need to create that you can manipulate the artworks, and if we have enough time, also be able to organize them into folders. So let's get to it and we'll see how much we can get done in the first week. Well, it wasn't just a week because yeah, usually I stream every Monday and then do those updates, but right now I'm traveling and so it's not always easy to record, so I just have the final thing ready. There's no folders, but the high priority stuff was done, so let's take a look. Now the first thing, once you get back into it, if you have already unlocked the Pixel Art Evaluation tool, you will now be able to draw your own artworks. I will tell you, it is, like I said before, a little bit bare bones, and it's not meant to replace other software. It is only for you to play around with a little bit, and yeah, maybe you enjoy the sort of tactile experience that this editor has. And yeah, you will be unlocking this artwork section like we showed already, work in progress, and here we can create an artwork. This has been a little bit streamlined, and let's do 256 192 in the ZX Spectrum color palette. Like here you can choose different options. Canvas border comes by default. Let's actually get rid of it. You could do pixel art evaluation if you wanted to and remove it, and the restricted colors. Right now you do have to have restricted colors because the editor doesn't support anything else, so if you take that away, it's not gonna let you do that. But if you do restricted colors, here I have a new interface for choosing a color palette. Now black sounds stupid, it's just the black color. You've actually been using this all the time. It's basically just the black color and transparency because you can erase pixels. But then here are all the other more straightforward basic stuff. And when the game will have all the art elements, once you discover values, you will be able to unlock these monoramps where you just have different values from dark to light, but it's basically just one ramp. The hues can vary, but yeah, just a bunch of, and you can always check out, most of these palettes have been downloaded from low spec, so you see the name and you can even just click and open it up and see, for example, yeah, this is the source, that's where the palette comes from. And then once you unlock also the color element of art, you will unlock all of these kind of palettes that just have a multitude of colors, like good old systems. And you can also just use your mouse wheel here if you want to just slowly turn this. I just like this kind of tactile user interface, and then you can also just travel to the right. And here are some more. Right now I'm just limited to color palettes that have up to 16 colors because again the user interface doesn't allow for more, so that's kind of limitations you have to just expect that there will be in this version. So yeah, we set ZX Spectrum, so let's go, let's choose the little ZX Spectrum. Then once you have it created, here it is, we can go and edit. Let's just create a quick test scene. Now of course the editor doesn't really enforce the limitations of the ZX Spectrum yet, so yeah, that kind of stuff will have to come up in some future versions. and maybe at some point I will start actually using it also. I am tempted to just use it as my main drawing software from now on, and yeah, so we'll see. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe that's how we keep on adding new features to the editor. And I do like the tactile feel that the editor has, so yeah, I'm not opposed to it. If all of you are super interested in this part, maybe once in a while, it's not gonna be a constant thing, but once in a while a sprint could be done where more features are added into the built-in editor. There will be features that are needed for other sections of the game, so those will always automatically come in. I promise to finish this one day and it will look even better. Yeah, once you're done with your artwork, you can preview it full screen. If you click here, I'll give you a nice little background. And also, if you wanted to add stuff, like for example, if you do want that canvas border, you can just go here and add it, and so now it has the border. And one more feature, yes, you can export this, so you will be able to use your artworks online, post them, save them for yourself. And here I just made it so a lot of times people don't know how to export and why at different magnification. So I just made it so that you can get a little bit of a explanation of what sizes to export. So you would take the original if you just want to keep on editing it, and for your backup. Then oftentimes I actually like to have them saved a little bit bigger. For example, when I'm just going over my files, if they were original scale, they would be very tiny. So I actually like to export them at double or triple the resolution. And then for posting online, I will have these bigger versions. The editor also lets you do that. This is for publishing online, will be magnifications that are at least 1000 pixels in the longest dimension. And then finally for the wallpaper, something that fits either full HD or 5K. So as soon as you choose your options, let's say like this, it will ask you to save it somewhere, and you should get a little zip file of all of your artworks exported at the different resolutions that you've chosen. And if you're not happy with your masterpiece here, you can always trash it. No undo for that, so be careful. Later on, if we have folders, we might create like an archive or a trash folder, but for now, just be a little bit careful. So there you have it. You can now use this to play around and test your theory. If you wanted to check out pixel art evaluation, just understand that there are certain limitations. So if you're going to be coloring stuff, it's not exactly going to work as you might expect. So things will work okay when you are just drawing lines. For example, as you know, we can check pixel perfect lines or test out the smoothness of curves. But sometimes it might give you unexpected results. Why does it think there's no curves? Well, I have it so that if a line is predominantly straight, then the curved parts don't matter. So just be aware that this feature was mainly developed so that it works for the lessons, and it's not as smart as you might think that it'll always work and give you good results. Now it finally detects that there's a curve. And also know that if you create like line art that you then color in, right now these are all detected as lines, but if you color in parts, then it will detect this whole thing as one big area. So the lines are just on the outside, so no internal lines are detected and stuff like that. So these are just the limitations. You have to be aware. It's all very experimental, and the whole grading system also isn't really that important. If you've drawn something that you like, well, that's the important part. I don't know what this is, but that'll do it for this sprint. So hopefully you will enjoy this feature that a lot of you have requested, but now it's time to actually go back to new learning content. So I'm very excited for the next sprint that will go into the element of art shape. See you then. Bye bye, cheers, and thanks for your support.